to believe that we have probable cause to file criminal charges.
Well, she's charging, but protesters keep marching. Welcome, everybody. I'm Neil Cavitto, and here is what we know right now. 6 police officers in the Freddie Gray case now facing criminal charges, and they are not taking it lightly. The Baltimore Police Union now calling for a special prosecutor in the case. And the president says that it is absolutely vital that the truth comes out. But still, in city after city, it is the protesters who keep coming out, and we're here to try and sort it all out. With Leland Vittert in Baltimore on what protesters are demanding now. David Lee Miller in New York City, where they want police to give up their guns now. Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark on what's ahead for those Baltimore police officers now. We begin with Leland. Leland.
Neil, you would have thought the Ravens won the Super Bowl based on the reaction that happened out here today on the street. Go ahead and take a look at the carnival-like atmosphere. We've got horns honking out here. A lot of folks are very excited. A lot of folks have said this is historic, and they say that they believe this is a first step in justice. One of those people is Daryl here, lifelong resident. Tell me, Daryl, when you heard that there was going to be charges filed against these police officers, were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised. I was just, when I heard the way that they went about it, it brought tears to my eyes because I thought about my 2 sons. It could have been my child.
Freddie Gray could have been your son.
Yes, that's what I felt. It just sounded horrible what happened to him.
We've heard the chants of no justice, no peace, and obviously now we can't have a trial later today. It's going to be a few months. We can have a trial. Could be conviction, could be acquittal. Do you think the city will live by the verdict, or if there's an acquittal, are we going to have more rioting?
I hope and pray to God we don't have no rioting. We don't need that. No, we don't need that. I hope we're strong enough to just deal with whatever comes down the pipe.
All right. Thank you, Daryl. And Neil, we should point out here that there are dozens, if not hundreds, of law enforcement personnel all over the place, a lot of them in riot gear. Professionals, some resigned a little bit, you might say, as they've watched the festivities go on here. The National Guard is also out. And remember, as you pointed out, Neil, there are still a lot of questions about this prosecutor and potential conflicts of interest. Whether or not and how that plays out is still yet to be seen. But you might say that if there was a balloon of anger in the city of Baltimore, which I certainly felt over the past 4 or 5 days on the streets here, that has certainly popped now.
Leland Vittert, thank you, my friend. Stay safe.